You're here, I'm here, good music's here to be played and to be talked about. This is Alan Reacts, I'm Alan, your host. If I've earned your subscription by the end of this video, I'll be ever so grateful. But most of all, I want you to have a good time. I'm Alan, this is Alan Reacts. See you on that side of the tape. Hello all, I've been looking forward to this. As you can see from the title, it's Sabaton Cliffs of Gallipoli. When I did 1916, the amount of just sheer goodwill and information and guidance and sharing that I got from all the Sabaton fans was just... It happens all the time on the channel, but it's even more rewarding when it happens to like the next level on a certain song, which it did with this. So here I am, Cliffs of Gallipoli, from their official channel. My first time hearing it. If it's not yours, then you're going to be one step ahead of me. So when I get it wrong, or you think I've said something you agrees with, get in the comments, guys, let me know. Because I just enjoyed it so much, which means I hope you enjoyed my last reaction. Here we go.
Voices from the other side, hear them calling. Former foes, now friends are resting side by side. They will never leave our hearts or fade away, live forever. They were far too young to die, such away. How many wasted lives, how many dreams will fade away, broken promises they won't be coming home. Oh, mothers, wipe your tears, your sons will rest a million years. Found their peace at last as calls unto friend and forget. And the...
You know, when I did 1916 and I did the version by Sabaton and I did... which was a tribute, obviously, well, it looked like in part a tribute to Motorhead and Lemmy. And then I listened to Lemmy's because I hadn't heard Motorhead's version, much to my shame. One of the things I was thinking about was, well, what's the difference in approach? Why are they so both unique yet singing out the same thing? And I'm beginning to get an idea of it, and it's in the introduction of this song, which is the evocation of memories. It's a sort of synopsis. It's at the beginning telling you exactly what's gone on. It wasn't good. Yeah, it's Gallipoli. If you're historians, guys, you know. 1915-16, January, Peninsula, Ottoman Empire, British Empire. Ottomans were aligned with the other guys, which I'm not going to say. And we had the British Empire and the French, which was Brits, New Zealanders, and all those things. And there's a couple of other songs I want to pull in. So that's straight in what I get a feel from this. It's set in a narrative where 1916 didn't really set the narrative, kind of, but not as much. This is, yeah. Let's find out more about this song and this band, please, together, if you don't know. If you do, then you're going to educate me more.
Where the ocean meets the sand, cliffs of burden, where the soldiers rushed into what's held today. sacrifice the land, light a candle, one for each of them who fought and died in vain. There is no enemy, there is no victory, only boys who lost their lives in the sand. Young men were sacrificed, their names are carved in stone and kept alive, and forever we will honor the memory of them. And they knew they would die. Gallipoli.
There's one bit that caught me there, and I knew I didn't give a facial emotional reaction, but I did inside. And they knew they would die. The way he sings "die," it's almost like a plea. It's like he's aware of it. He's obviously singing. He's looking backwards into history, so he knows. They know they're going to die. He's singing about that, but he's singing about their death, that they did die. But the way he sings "die," wow, isn't it strange how little things in songs catch you? You know, the music's great. I love that metal. It's got that symphonic feel, and I'll get more into that. But just the way he sung "die." Well, let's crack on, guys.
Left their letters in the sand. Such waste of life, Gallipoli. Dreams of freedom turn to dust.
God, that musical verse, that bridge was beautiful, like a mini opus. But the video was a visual narration of scenes of the soldiers, and the music built to a crescendo to introduce you to the next section of the song. But it had that feel, you know, that journey. Wow, really good.
How many dreams that fade away? Broken promises, they won't be coming home. Oh, mothers, wipe your tears, your sons will rest a million years. Found their peace at last, as hope turn to friend and forget. They knew they would die. Gallipoli.
Did you hear that "die"? So full of pity and pain and empathy.
Left the letters in the sand. Such waste of life, Gallipoli. Dreams for freedom turn to dust.
So there we had it, Sabaton, Cliffs of Gallipoli. lot to take away from the song, and a couple of thoughts I was having and leading up to when you guys were talking to me in comments on 1916, which was, like I said, I really enjoy it, and I hope you do. I was looking at the styles and approach of different artists. So I was thinking about a song I did here, and the band played Waltz and Matilda, and I dedicated that from one of the channel members, and you know who you are, for Anzac Day. So Eric Bogle released that, and that's the first person narrative talking about that day. And it's folky. It's got that folk element, but it's a lot of musical, a lot of instrumentation, a lot of acoustics, but really good song. It's on the channel. If you don't want to go and find it, just look up Eric Bogle, and the band played Waltz Matilda. It's beautiful. And then you have 1916 with Motorhead. Then you have 1916 Sabaton. Then you have this with Sabaton. And I've listened to other songs from Motorhead, Passchendaele and all of that. And there's some beautiful songs out there when they're done right. And all the ones I've heard have been done right. And this was done right. And the way I see it is, it's like a meta narrative. It's like the futility of war. And you can hear him say how they found peace and friendship in death. And that's not a good thing. And the mothers can wipe their tears. The men will rest a million years. They all knew they were going to die. And it doesn't vilify it. It's not. It does speak to the futility of war from their perspective. From what perspective you hold, that's up to you. And that's what songs do. They give you a challenge. They don't necessarily give you confirmation bias. So this doesn't. It doesn't give me that. It just makes me think of those young men and young boys and old men and all that age group, and I've talked about it in the song, whole villages that were wiped out, in the UK, and I'm sure in Australia, New Zealand and France, and also from the other side, because when you look back, if you can't speak to the losses on both sides as sad, then I guess you've lost your humanity. Victory might be written by those who, the spoils of war, so to speak, but there's still some humanity. And I think that's what this song boils out, that you can absolutely understand their bravery and their fear and their selflessness, but at the same time you can bring into things, is there a futility in war when it results in so much loss? And that's what the song gave me, in that symphonic approach, and sometimes it was less, his voice was different, and the way he sung Die, it was all in all, it was, I understand them now. I didn't quite get it in 1916, but now I get it a little bit better. Where's next, guys? And if you enjoyed this, please join in. But even if you just enjoyed it and you've got enough channels to subscribe to, which is cool, let me know in the comments what you think and where to go next. Till next time, guys, take care.